and the performance. And to know the performance, we have certain key performance indicators. They are quantitative indicators, qualitative indicators, leading indicators, lagging indicators, input indicators, process. So we have understood all this in the earlier class. What are the output indicators, practical indicators, directional indicators, actionable indicators, and financial. What is the effective of KPIs? We have five factors that will difference between Medicore data recording and a truly effective business improvement exercise. The first one is keep aligned. It means KPI should track the performance of a specific business objective and to help achieve the larger goals of the company. We should be closely aligned to keep our measurements and which will ultimately help to focus the influencing factors to reach these goals. And less is more. This is another factor which will have a difference between weighted code of the data recording. And the first one is less is more. It means in a world full of data, it is very far too easy to track much and too often. If it's a common mistake to measure everything connected to the business, starting with a small uh, number of specific KPI will not only be easier to implement, which will help the adoption of KPIs within the organization. Actionable and accountable. KPIs without clear and relevant targets are simply measurements and that are limited in how you can influence their performance, short and long term targets. Next one is attainable. KPI should be reliable, should be realistic and proportionate to the resources of the business. But nothing will stop them. Well indicated or well intentioned performance will improve the process and in the over ambitious and unattainable objective. Review and tweak. As with any business process, KPI also need scrutiny or maintenance to have the performance and how to measure that performance of the HRM in the organization. Safety performance indicators. When we talk about safety performance indicators, ICAO Annexure 19 defines safety as the state in which risk associated with the aviation activities or related or indirect support of the operation of aircraft are reduced and controlled to an acceptable level, and safety performance as a service provider and safety achievement is defined by its safety performance targets and safety performance indicators. This definition provides a good indication of the complexity related to measuring safety performance. And the ICAO safety management given a manual which states that no single safety performance indicator that is appropriate in all circumstances. We cannot say that this is the only thing which is supported and which can be done. No, there is no certain stringent or there is no stringent rule that only this will be applicable. Based on the organization and based on the production, the safety performance indicators or its measurement changes. Now, when we discuss about the maintenance and workplace organization performance indicators, let us understand what is the maintenance that has to be done at the workplace organization and what are the performance indicators that are to know or to check what is the workplace maintenance they are maintaining in the organization. And this all is not possible in a day, or it is not possible to manage what you cannot control. And you cannot control what is not measurable, which you cannot measure, that cannot be controlled. So how to find out this? Only those things can be measured or controlled, which can be measured and which can be controlled. So in order to understand that, there are few things like first we have to identify key performance indicator, means how to measure the maintenance. What are the factors as an organization they want to take into consideration, and Is it the identification for the performance or not, or the maintenance function metrics are been related to manufacturing metrics? Because what are the metrics you are trying to make it as a work maintenance or performance indicators you are taking into consideration, that has to be done only when we have certain metrics. Is it functional metrics or not? If it is functional metrics, is it really related to the manufacturing concern or not? That has to be cross-checked. Since we have measurements for maintenance include both result metrics as well as metrics for the process that involves in the production, that has to be checked. Now, what are the maintenance key performance indicators? Under this, we have certain KPI which will fit for the organization correctly based on the original plan. So when we think about this, we have unscheduled downtime, or we have reactive maintenance work hours, or even we have maintenance cost, mean time between failures, or even we have mean time between failures or work order cycle times, and even we have work order cycle time. So these are the five different things or maintenance where the performance of a work type maintenance of key performance indicators are being done. That is unscheduled downtime. So when you think, what is this unscheduled downtime? Unscheduled downtime is nothing but a painful or for asset intensive organizations, and unscheduled downtime KPIs will help maintenance managers and analyze how successfully they have implemented maintenance strategies. So unscheduled downtime is always we have an equation or the formula based on which it is measured. And when you talk about this, the formula that unscheduled downtime is equal to hours, that is hours of unscheduled downtime plus total period measured into 100. This is the equation where it can be done. And if it is said to find out unscheduled downtime losses, that is per hour, how much it's going to cost the organization, that can be measured uh, by parts per hour into profit per hour. Means how many parts are there for which we are going to produce, we are produce, and for each part, what is the profit as an organization we are going to earn. Next, we have is reactive maintenance work hours. And reactive maintenance is often referred to breakdown maintenance, and which means that equipment repairs are performed after the equipment failure. And it is a metric for maintenance work that will interrupt the daily or weekly maintenance schedule, and it is a percentage for the total maintenance of labor hours. And this is for this also we have an equation, that is reactive work percentage is equal to work that breaks into the weekly schedule in the measured in the terms of hours plus total maintenance labor hours, means what is the labor hours that are been involved, into 100. Or it can also be written that WBS means work breaks per weekly schedule plus total maintenance labor hours into 100. And next one is maintenance cost. And it is measured in the for the total maintenance cost required to generate a specific production. For example, to produce one product, specific product, what is the maintenance cost that has been involved, that too for specific unit production. And typically the maintenance cost per unit or standard unit of production are measured over a specific period, and that is monthly or quarterly or annually. These are being measured. And apart from this, even for this we have a separate, mean the maintenance cost matrix is flexible and can be applied for the production purpose of one asset and collection of assets, or a plan of whole or even multiple plans under the organizational umbrella. And for this we have a formula: maintenance unit cost is equal to total maintenance cost plus standards units produced. Next we have is mean time between failures. So mean time between failures is as when an asset or equipment is unable to perform its required primary function. And the mean time between failure metrics is the average operation between the failures. Mean time between failures is also calculated by operating times per hour plus number of hours that have been taken or number of failures that have been involved. Next, we have work order cycle cost or work order cycle time. The work management process performance is a key area where operational and maintenance cost can be optimized and it can be measured. The work order cycle time key performance indicator is the time for initialization of a work, and this can be calculated with the help of work order cycle time is equal to work order completion date minus work order creation date. Means how many days we are taking to complete any order, and what is the cost that is been involving, and what are the number of days that are been involved in producing that type of product. Next we have uh, workplace organization performance. That was about maintenance. Now we will try to understand workplace organization performance indicators. And if you look at here, these are the few workplace organization performance indicators. And if you look at here, this is the work organization performance indicators. And if you look at here, these are the KPIs for the workplace. Under this, we have financial metrics, profit, cost, revenue versus target, sales by region, expenses by budget, ratio of customer lifetime value to customer acquisition cost. So when we talk about KPIs for the workplace and the financial metrics, there are many KPIs which will measure that are specifically related to the organization. And if you can just look at your cost, this KPIs will help or monitor the expenses that will look forward to reduce the actual revenue and analyzes the discrepancies between the two numbers. Sales by region, and sales by region by analyzing sales in different areas, and it can obtain and if you look at here, revenue versus target, this KPI will compare projected revenue to the actual revenue. Means actually how much we have kept as a standard and what actually revenue we could able to generate, and is it causing any discrepancies between these two numbers. And sales by region. By analyzing sales in different areas, it can obtain that key insights into why some regions are underperforming and make its strategies to improve sales and performance in those areas. And next, we have expenses versus budget. And with this matrix, we can compare actual overhead with the forecasted budget to help or create or more accurate, effective in the future. Next, we have ratio of customer lifetime value to customer acquisition cost. And to understanding the ratio of lifetime value of customers to customer acquisition will help to determine if need to make changes in how acquire customers, in how what are the changes that when we can do according to the customer cost. And the lifetime value of customers must be higher than the cost to acquire customers, because of whatever whenever we have to acquire the customers, it's very important to know this. And next, this was about financial metrics, and next we have customer metrics. And customer metrics are vital for monitoring the performance and health of the organization. Some important KPIs to consider are customer lifetime value. So now we will try to understand. And when we are talking about customer metrics, how we are going to measure and what is the key performance indicator we are making for the customer metrics. So they made it as customer lifetime value, customer acquisition cost, customer retention, and the number of customers. So whenever we talk about customer lifetime value, we see to it that total value of customers during the time they are with the organization. What is the time period they are maintaining with the organization? What is a loyal technique? Because whether we like it or not, we will be having loyal customers towards our product. So it's our duty to know and to measure the customer metrics, that what is the lifetime value they are putting towards that organization. And taking this as a metric, step further, we will identify the lifetime value of customer by different channels to understand which method of attracting customers are more profitable or most suitable to the organization. And when we talk about customer acquisition cost, this is one of the most important metrics for a marketing team, as it allows them to evaluate how effective the marketing campaigns are at attracting customers. Next, customer retention. It will use multiple KPIs to measure customer satisfaction and retention, including satisfaction scores or the percentages of customers who are repeat customers. Next, customer retention. And it will use multiple KPIs to measure customer satisfaction and retention, including satisfaction scores or the percentage of customers who are repeat customers and the number of customers. This metric is similar to profit and allows us to see over time whether are gaining or losing customers at what rate. At what rate? It means if we are gaining the customers, what is the percentage or at what level we are able to gain that? And if we are losing the customers, at what price or at what level we are losing the customers, both has to be seen. Next, process metrics. These are designed to help to evaluate the process and efficiency. And some key metrics are, we talk about now process metrics. First we saw financial metrics. Next we saw customer metrics. Now we are going to see process metrics. Means this will evaluate the process and efficiency, and how we are going to consider these metrics and how we are going to evaluate the metrics. So under this, first one is customer support tickets. It can look at the number of tickets are acquiring per day, weekly, monthly, or the number being resolved and the amount of time it takes team to resolve them. And next one is percentage of defects. Means whenever there is a percentage, how we are going to do that and how we are going to monitor the defective products and calculate the rate of products that are defective during a specific period. Next, efficiency. And when we talk about the efficiency, there are different ways one could measure the efficiency, and it will vary by industry. If the organization manufactures products, it could look at the number of products and that were produced at each hour. That is process. Now we talk about people metrics. Employees are valuable company resources that should or closely monitor it and monitor the organization. Under that, the first one is employee turnover, employee satisfaction, internal promotions versus external hires. And people metrics, when we talk, the first one comes is employee metrics or employee turnover, means at what time the employees are leaving the organization, what is the turnover rate of an employee. And turnover means at what period or at what levels the employees are leaving the organization. And take the number of employees who are leaving the organization in a specific period. And when we divide it by the average number of employees, we will get the employee turnover percentage. And the turnover is high, then we would like that one should take some time to analyze the company culture, employment packages, and environment. And one could even conduct leadership training like a team to ensure that they are managing effectively. Next, we have is employee satisfaction. Research says that happy employees are more productive and more inclined to stay with their company for longer period. And it can measure employee satisfaction through surveys, attendance, and other metrics that are vital to in the departmental health and department's health. Next, we have internal promotions versus external hires. See, we will have promotion. The employee will be hired based on their promotion. If you are at the subordinate level, and if you are if maybe given promotion as a manager, and external hires means and this ratio will show us how many people who work internally. This percent or this ratio will show us how many people who work internally considered for new opportunities at an organization as opposed to hiring externally. Means how many are loyal to that organization and they are staying with the organization only. And it can be valuable if one is looking at organizational succession planning or indicate whether one need to add continuing education opportunities to prepare employees for more advanced opportunities internally. So it depends upon that also whether the people who want to be there with the organization itself or they want to move to the some other organization when they got the better and best opportunities. Next, quality performance indicators, QPIs. And quality performance means different things for different people. 8 quality dimensions we have for measure or for manufacturing products are considered, and they are performance, features, reliability, conformance, durability, serviceability, aesthetics, and perceived quality. And quality indicators are tools used to measure and monitor a company's performance and are among the principal types of process performance indicators or the famous KPIs. And when we talk about quality performance, we have performance, how they're performing, what are the features they have, what is the reliability they're putting it into it, and what is the reliability, durability, serviceability, aesthetics, and perceived quality. KPIs for quality assurance. Your efficiency indicator, that is productivity, and which will have an direct impact on the delivery schedules, because when we try to carry out the production and measuring the resources, which will diagnosis, and we'll try to possible or identify waste, and we try to avoid it and allow greater productivity. And it is also possible to identify waste that should be avoided and allow greater productivity. It is important to know the number of times sometimes it's need to be redone or a resource used during a process. For example, this directly impacts budget reviews and delivery schedules. And next we have impact indicator. Under this we have customer satisfaction and feasibility. Elaborating on research, how to research to know if customers are satisfied, if they would buy again and would recommend. Service is imperative to the success of the business. The best idea is to email satisfaction, to idea to email a satisfaction survey, or use automated search platforms that do using the NPS methodology. Next, we have effective indicator value, and this will help to understand the influence and relevance what offer has in the life of customers. And customer service indicator, customer complaints. Customers are the business thermometer, because if they're complaining a lot, it's a sign that things are not going well at all. And take a control of the organization internally as this is reflected externally. Make sure that cogs of the company are working properly, and if employees are performing the task successfully and striving to provide the best care, attention should be taken care and attention should be given to after sales service. Are we giving the perfect after sales service to the customer required or not? That if they are no, if you are unable to provide, then we will not get the if you are unable to provide the better services, then it will be the situation like this, more complaints from the customers. Create a friendly relationship and worry about the client even after closing the deal. Thus will create the company will earn their loyalty and the company will have a good market reputation. Next is safety indicator quality. This indicator is essential as it regards the effect of the company on the health or physical integrity of customers, and test before product launch. Verify that the products meets all safety measures and certification requirements and national and international standards. Quality performance indicators are set of standards that are measured used to measure and monitor cancer related data in Scotland. And these are designed to clear and measurable based on sound clinical evidence, which will have also taken into consideration while considering these guidelines. So these are the 5 KPI for quality assurance. Next, performance indicators. And here performance supply chain metrics are defined by establishing specific parameters which are used in quantifying and defining supply chain performance. And the metrics that are used can be utilized in the inventory accuracy and turnover metrics or the inventory to sales ratio. That first one is cash to cash time cycle. Here, this price list supply chain metrics will help to calculate the length of the time required to transfer resources into bona fide cash flows, and working three core ratios, that is DOI, that is day of inventory, DOP, days of payable, DOR, days of receivable. Nothing but accounts payable ratio, accounts receivable ratio, and inventory turnover ratio. The three ratio that will help us to know cash to cash time cycle that has been taken for to calculate KPI, which will visualizes the period required between the moments a business pay cash to the its suppliers. And next is freight bill accuracy. And freight bill accuracy, it's nothing but shipping and frightening items from supplier to warehouse or warehouse to the consumer is vital to the success of the entire operation. And any issue or error can prove harmful with time and investments be wasted. This is perfect order rate, and this particular insight is one of the most critical supply chain KPIs for business operating in multitude sectors. And the higher the perfect order rate, the better, because this KPI has a direct impact on your customer retention and loyalty levels. Next, we have day sales outstanding, which will measure how swiftly to collect or generate revenue from customers. And also to know how low or healthy or DSO number means that it will take a business few days to collect its accounts receivable, whatever amount we are able to receive or yet to receive, how many days it is taking to receive that amount. And higher DSO level demonstrate that a company is selling its product to customers more on credit basis, which will take a longer time to collect revenue in a tangible sense, and which can stunt cash flow and minimize profits in a grand scheme of things. Next is inventory turnover. This is one of the most superbly helpful helpful supply chain KPI, which is available for today, focused on logistics KPIs and helps a business understand the number of times its entire inventory has been sold over a certain time frame. And an incredible indicator of efficient production planning, process strategy, fulfillment abilities, and marketing and sales management. And on time shopping, excellent. And gross margin return on investment. Every business, regardless of service, product, or sector, strives to achieve the best return on investment for each and every commercial activity it undertakes. Maintaining a consistently solid ROI is the bread and butter of ongoing e-commerce success. Next one is on-time shopping, an excellent indicator of how long it may help or it may need to ship a particular type of order to a client and customer or a partner. This KPI will set a benchmark shipping time relative to each product, which in turn will allow to optimize shipping and delivery processes, reducing turnover time and boosting customer satisfaction level. And return reason. The return reason supply chain matrix offers an astute insight into the various motives causing customers and clients to return their orders. Information that is priceless to the ongoing success of an e-commerce business. And it will present in digestible pie chart style format, which will be a key showing case the primary reason for the return purpose. And average dwell time, this metric measure how long a carrier site sits idle before being processed for pickup or delivery. Thus, it measures wait time. High dwell or wait times indicate an issue or concern that should be addressed. Transit time to distance. For a given distance or length, this measures the transit time to delivery. A higher transit time to distance may affect the attraction of drivers and carriers to transport such loads. Next one is on time in full, which means somewhat combination of perfect order and on time. And this OTIF means on time in full. It will measure the incidence of the customer getting what they want and when they want it. And it is also simple that important measure of delivery. Many retailers score suppliers against this metric as it helps indicate the relationship is working effectively. On-time delivery adherence, often also measured to must arrive by date, adherence, and this metric is basic but revealing. It shows batting average for delivering on time against the date time required by the customers, and this will particularly will show how what is the important of retail vendors to monitors as they can lose margin if a carrier does not deliver merchandise on time. Next one is out of network shipments. Out of network shipments originate from points that are less than optimal, and monitoring such shipments and being aware of their patterns and trends help alert supply chain managers to an underlying problem. Because out of network shipments tend to be costly and inefficient, being able to study their pattern of occurrence allows shippers to better control, manage, and resolve them. This metric helps identify inventory planning issues or shortcomings of others in the supply chain who may be contributing to the problem. Next is trailer utilization rate. This is the average utilization rate of a trailer asset in factors. It factors in the average of used capacity. Ideally, 100% is most efficient, and measuring this indicates loading optimization concerns or problems, which will allow for better load planning. Now, what is the role of KPIs in HRM? That is human resource management. Measuring will always help the organization to grow, evolve in the marketplace. Whenever you are measuring the indicator or giving the performance, what is the measurement, what is the performance they are giving in the metric format, then we are going to have a continuous improvement in the organization. Similarly, human capital is the biggest investment in any organization. So as an organization where manufacturing process is there and it's going on, it is a responsibility to know how to have HR indicators, that is human resource indicators, and this process is related to recruitment, training, talent management, etc. And these indicators will enable us to set objectives and to know at all times if we are carrying out the right actions to reach them. And the key indicators in human resources will stay with you for a long time as they serve to gauge the department's evolution, prepare forecast, etc. For this, we require some aspects, four aspects have been taken into consideration how human resource indicators have been evaluated. The first one is measures, objective, source, and frequency. Measure means how we are going to exactly measure them. This is nothing but average cost that is incurred it's in taking the new recruitment. And objective is to know that try to reduce the leaves or sick leave by 2%. And source it is important to know from the outset that where we will be obtain information to complete our KPIs. And this could be our CRM or human resource software. Next is frequency. You also need to identify or define how often you are going to review each KPI and establish a frequency. Key performance indicators in human resources. Under that, we have employee satisfaction levels, employee turnover, rate of employee absenteeism, average recruitment time, recruitment cost, recruitment conversion cost, workplace accidents. And workplace recruitment cost. Recruitment costs are advertising, subscription to employment portals, cost of the recruiter's time, 8 years, and other software and training costs are education material. And you can just look at here, this is the formula that will be calculated to know the recruitment cost, what is the cost that has been involved. It is total cost of internal recruitment plus total cost of external recruitment divided by total number of employees recruited over a period of time. And recruitment conversion rate. The recruitment conversion rate helps us to determine the most appropriate methods or channels to generate the most suitable candidate for the job in question. And this is also be to know how what is the conversion rate. We have formula that is number of select candidates selected divided by total number of candidates into 100. and workplace accidents, and this information will correspond to the total number of accidents with injury per million hours worked minus the number of workers exposed to risk, and the formula is number of accidents into 1 lakh, that is 1 million divided by total number of work hours worked minus people exposed to risk. Next is environmental key performance indicators. Under this, we have types of environmental key performance indicators. Next, we have Unit 14, and under Unit 14, performance measurement. And under performance measurement, we are going to type of performance measurement, advantages, disadvantages, performance measurement systems, and what are the metrics that are being used for performance measurement systems. Business performance as measured to satisfy customers, measuring safety performance, HR performance measurement. So now today we could able to understand what are the key performance indicators and how key performance indicators are taken towards calculating the employee, even to the process, even the financial metrics, how they have been converted into metrics. That all we have seen. And now we will move to the performance measurement. Now, performance, it refers to the output or the result what has been obtained from the process or products and service that permit evaluation and comparison relative to goals, standards, past results, and other organizations. And performance can be measured in non-financial and financial terms. And measurement refers to numerical information that we quantify input and output performance. So in next class, we will understand what is performance measurement in clear. So thank you for the